Hi, my name is Martyn Ware from Illustrious Company. This is my studio. We do three-dimensional soundscaping for lots of different installations for museums and large-scale urban events and small-scale installations around the country. We do stuff for commercial stuff and trade shows and everything. I'm a record producer as well. I've done stuff for years, 40 years in fact, with the Human League, Hem 17, Tina Turner, Terence Trent D'Arby, Erasure, Mark Armand, etc, 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 Shaka Khan. And I'm just going to show you a little bit about the 3D soundscape software. So I'm going to play a little bit of the demo and I'll show you different tracks while we're talking. So as you can see, this is just like normal Logic here. And each of the channels is routed internally via a digital matrix to inputs on this amazing piece of software called 3D Audioscape. And we can move sounds around in 3 dimensions, up to 16 sounds individually, and you can see there's things dodging around there. Each of those coloured balls symbolises a different sound moving in space, and the grid symbolises halfway up this room. We've got 2 rings of speakers, one high, one low, so we can have surround sound in every axis. We can move sounds around, all around in this way, individual sounds. And essentially, I'm not going to go under the bonnet because we don't have time to go into that kind of detail, but it means we can create hyper-realistic soundscapes which sound like nothing else on earth. This is kind of like the Rolls-Royce of immersive three-dimensional sound. So I'm going to show you just one track, for instance. This shows you how we move it around. You can't hear it in 3D obviously, but I can move things up and down using that control. It's the red dot, as you see, and it's moving around the room. I can move things in any direction you want, and then what we do is we record this information as MIDI controller values for X, Y and Z coordinates and just play it back. It's that simple. And we do the same for all the tracks. And then we can visually see a scene. If we switch all the tracks on now, you can see the scene. You can see the balance of the scene in 3 dimensions. So you can tell you don't want the whole track to sound like it's coming from over there. So that's why we have a view of. We can keep. In fact, you can change the view. You can look at it from the top. For instance, you can see what it looks like from above, or you can look with it all on one level like that. You can see the height very clearly. We normally have an average between the two. As I say, the green grid symbolises halfway up the room, kind of head level in this room. And the amazing thing about this system is we can take it to any shape or size of auditorium or outdoors, indoors. We've done places as big as Trafalgar Square, for instance, or the Millennium Bridge, which is very long and thin. We just tell it where the new speaker locations are, and it reconfigures the soundscape we're hearing in this room now to the new location, and it sounds just the same. It's kind of magical, really. We co-designed this with a company called Paul Gillier on Acoustic Design in 1999 for originally the National Centre for Popular Music in Sheffield. They kind of financed the development of it, and then that museum went bust, nothing to do with us, and we acquired the software after that, and I've been using the same software. It's been developed over the years for Macintoshes, and it's got more compact and more easy to use, but it's basically been used in their similar form for 20 years, and the key point about it is it's for musicians to use rather than people in white lab coats. So a lot of the clever stuff is going on under the hood, but I can teach somebody to use this system in 2 hours and they can be working on their own creatively on this system in that time. And I've taught and worked with lots of different artists to use this for their own installations using their own content.